Hey guys, how's it going?
Are we live?
Hi, thanks for telling us we were live, Deb.
What?
Appreciate the warning.
Well,
I asked you guys like 10 times.
you can tell.
You know, like in production, they usually do this thing where they go like 3. You know, like to let people know that it's actually live.
I feel like this is slightly more
Alright.
casual
No,
than that.
Deb put on her broadcasting voice,
Yeah.
so I knew
It's
we
just
were
so you
live.
guys can hear me. Plus, I'm turning this way. Anyways, welcome back to another Space Ape stream. It's Thursday evening. Nice to see you guys.
I don't know where to look.
Right there.
No, I mean,
Oh, I see. I got you.
Stop,
Charmy's-
just stop
Charmy's
swapping.
torn.
You can just look at Deb.
Just stare at me.
Mhm.
No, don't do that. But yeah, tonight we've got a wicked stream for you guys. You might hear some background noise just because we're obviously in our office and there are still people here. You can see them tinkering away. Sorry? Somebody just yelled at us.
Was that us being trolled by the CEO?
Yeah, I think so.
the CEO.
So I think John and Simon are going to come over and say hi to you guys soon. They're our founders. And Simon's also going to show some wicked art that he drew, which we're pretty excited to show you guys as well,
Yeah.
which is like
So
a
excited.
weird like meta stream photo.
Yeah, it would have been great on the last stream, but you know,
Yeah.
whatever. It took him so long to make that masterpiece that I see why it didn't make the last stream.
Exactly. But yeah, obviously, you guys know Andrew and Charmy.
Hi.
They are
Alright.
here tonight. So we're going to talk about Father Frost. We'll go through his abilities, talk a little bit about his backstory, which is super creepy. If you guys haven't seen our little ancient preview that we did, then you can check that out on YouTube now. It's live. And we're also going to talk about the new campaign,
Back in room 3,
which features not 1, not 2, not 3, but
4 dragons.
yep,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Quadruple dragon.
What's that?
Nothing.
It's like double dragons.
Yeah. True.
Totally spoiler for people that haven't gotten there yet.
I think we spoiled
Oh, we
this
totally
earlier, though,
spoiled
right?
this before.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we have before. And then, of course, what you guys have all been waiting for, we're going to give you a sneak peek of Stronghold 16. So, yeah, lots to chat about tonight. And we'll also, of course, take your questions while we're here. So occasionally I'll dip into here and pull them out for you guys. Charmy always gets distracted by the chat. So
I
she's
do.
like, dun, dun,
I
dun, dun,
really
dun.
do.
I'm actually really glad it's not in front of me because then that would happen to me.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, what we could do in future is like have like a big monitor set up so you guys can see it.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, but
how
then we'll
else-
just be like this the whole time.
Yeah.
How else are we gonna catch like questions?
I
Because
will
that's
tell you
what
then.
moderators are for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't trust them.
You don't trust BJ?
I trust BJ. BJ, I trust you.
You trust Raoul as well, right?
Oh yeah.
See,
yeah.
there-
Yeah, those are our mods. So we're good. So yeah, we've got Raoul in this chat. We've got BJ on the YouTube chat. We're streaming to both right now, so you guys can watch on either. Yeah, so we might as well kick it off. I'll keep an eye on this while you're talking and
Okay,
make
fine.
sure that I flag any questions for you guys.
Oh, am I talking?
At some point, yeah, that would be good.
We like the streams where Deb just does all the talking and we just go, uh-huh.
You're like, yeah, you just
yeah.
stare at me blankly.
Well,
That's
I do have notes. I don't see my name anywhere.
I think it's kind of a free-for-all.
There aren't
Christmas
really-
jingles.
Yeah, we were going to have Christmas jingles.
Don't read
but-
out the things we're not doing.
Oh, that's why it's red.
Oh, man. Okay. Charmy's in a
Anyways.
funny mood tonight.
Yeah.
I feel it.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
Okay, so I already see a couple questions coming in. So maybe we'll take a couple questions and then we'll go straight into some Father Frost action. How do you
All
feel
right.
about that? So yeah, Aerospace 23 is asking, did flare towers get changed? It seems to attack twice a second instead of every 2 seconds like it did before.
Nope.
No.
Simple
Not that I
no.
know of.
If anything, the only change that was made to flare towers was the mithril was introduced. So if someone put mithril on their flare tower, they could have chosen the one where it attacks half as often but for twice as much damage. But that's the exact opposite of what this person's question is. So no, shouldn't be the case.
Gotcha.
If you notice anything, always send in a ticket.
Yes.
John's trying to leave without saying hi.
No.
Don't let him. We've got a couple more questions as well from J. Cotton C83. Is Andrew in a holiday giving mood today?
No, Andrew's always stingy and
Yeah,
cheap.
he's a Grinch, this one. And Shawnee21 says, tell Andrew I said, if he doesn't get a new sweater, I'm going to fly all the way to Europe and smack him. But he's got a new sweater.
No, see, this is the one this
that's
is
a
a hood.
uniform.
This is a hoodie.
It's our
He's been wearing a blue
uniform.
hoodie for the last month.
Is John on screen?
No, I think John's out of the shot
think
actually.
So, our CEO, John Erner, has
think
just
you
joined
need
us
to
on
come
stream.
behind
You
us.
need to come, like, peer out this
Yeah.
way.
Like here?
You could,
That would be best. Yeah, there he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He'll definitely show up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. See.
With,
No, you were covered by your heads, or rather our heads. There we go.
Oh, there I am.
There you are.
You're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah, there.
There
That's
it is.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, and speak up because the mic is down there.
Okay.
We can squish his head. Anyways, so yeah, say hi to John, everybody. John, say hi.
Hi. How are you all?
It's not
Very
awkward
good.
at all.
well.
It's hard to talk to
We're
people
well.
on the internet.
Yeah, they're just. It feels like you're not getting any feedback, right? It's just
So,
there's no personal
M16
connection.
Club says, hey, boss.
Yeah.
That's you.
Hey.
That's the boss.
Yeah, that's you.
Like a boss.
Yeah, you are meeting one of the founders.
A question for John, everybody.
Okay.
Jake
Ask-
Codding
ask John
also
a
says hi.
question.
Yeah, so questions for John. This is your one chance to ask the CEO.
Are you saying because you're not going to invite me back? Come on.
Probably not, because we'll see how good at this he is, and then if he's like, oh, this is awful, we'll just never invite him back. No, I'm kidding. No, this is your chance to ask him anything you want.
I'm more worried that he's gonna get a taste for it, and all of a sudden we'll have to do streams like every night.
No, it's not going to happen.
You might do, you never know.
John, you're getting so
We
many
got
compliments.
John, you are an animal. We've got John, you're amazing.
Thanks.
And yeah,
He's
we're
paid.
Why are they so nice to you and so mean to us?
I don't know.
here's Bax Attacks. He's asking, what do you most enjoy about being associated with Space Ape?
Being associated.
Being
Only
associated.
Yeah.
Just
That's
associated.
fine.
Just by association.
I enjoy that there are so many different types of people that I think at most companies you wouldn't have. I always thought of companies as everyone does spreadsheets, everyone does one thing, and in games companies and at Space Ape especially, you've got artists sitting next to designers, sitting next to project managers. You've got people from 27 different countries. We've got a developer from Myanmar. We're looking at a creative director from Brazil over there. We've got Americans and British people, and it's just like this neat medley of different skills, and somehow we all find common ground in games. That's the one language we all speak together. So that's definitely the most interesting mix of people, I think. And we have this shared passion that makes it fun to come to work most days.
I like it.
We're nerds.
We're nerds.
Yeah.
Right here.
Collection of
Right
nerds
here.
in here. Yeah.
People are pretty open about being nerdy here.
Pulaboo asks,
Ooh.
John CEO, how
Yes.
many ancients are available right now? Quick, 10 seconds.
I have no idea. No
We've had
No
it so
idea.
many.
And
What is the answer?
Do I
Do you
even
guys
know?
know?
oh, good question. Above 30.
Many
Above
dozens.
45.
Many
Count now.
Many
Count now.
dozens.
44.
Yeah. 44.
I totally didn't count.
And Chinmaya Bidkar is asking, does the CEO play RK?
I do.
Lol.
I do. I find it gets harder to play all of our games as we have more of them.
Yes.
We've got Siege and RK live. We've got a third game in beta. We've kicked off a new project. Fallout 4 is out. It's hard to balance all the games, but you know, somebody's got to, in the games of business, somebody's got to make these things. So yeah, I play RK. I don't go hardcore aggro on the weekend events like some people on RK do. I try and battle a few times a day, check in a few times a day, do my part, but I don't do the weekend thing as much as some others.
And Ehil Gendorf is asking, when does the American Chuck Norris Ancient come out?
It's a great question. I mean, with Andrew and I
feel like we should put this
think it
through.
would happen.
Yeah.
We do need an American ancient.
Yeah.
True, yeah, Chuck Norris.
Just like.
Well, who asked that question?
That one was from Ehil Gendorf.
Well, hell. Look into that.
Yeah.
Not
Like
a bad idea.
an American flag shirt with a denim jacket.
I'm thinking
some blue
4th of
jeans.
July is the answer. In fact,
4th
4th of July.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
That's a promise from John himself.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
There might be some copyright legalities to
Well,
work around.
it won't be Chuck Norris. It will be
Chuck Norris.
Nook
inspired.
Taurus.
Nook
Nuck Taurus.
a Texas Ranger, strong, denim-wearing type.
Yes.
Medieval denim.
By the way, you know
Maybe.
Chuck Norris. He's got crazy political views. So, just saying. Just saying. It's
Will we
dangerous.
I don't know what he's
Those?
into.
That's the
Yeah.
point. His
Besides, like,
storyline could get
karate
real
and-
interesting.
He make a good ancient.
We could get like
We do.
really creative with the skill names. Basically, every one of his skills is a one-hit kill on everything.
Davey2207 says, John, what do you most enjoy about working with your team?
I feel
Kind of.
Probably already answered that.
Being the boss.
Yeah,
That's it.
being the boss.
No, that's not the answer.
And another question from Jay Coddink83. I'm probably mispronouncing all your guys' names, sorry. When are you going to open a U.S. office location?
Oh, I'm from California.
Oh,
And I moved to London 5.5 years ago with a company called Playfish that I was at before. And I would have thought 5.5 years ago I would be back in San Francisco 2 years later. And there's a great game scene in San Francisco, a lot of great developers and artists. On the other hand, as much as I like it personally, London's just a great place for our company to be right now. And I need to be where the company is. So my guess is we're not going to be opening a U.S. studio in the next year or two, but it is a dream of mine to be able to do it one day. I don't think it's the next place we go. I think there's a lot of runway for us to continue to grow in London, and London's this wonderful talent hub for people all over Europe and really all over the world, right? I mean, right here alone we've got
2 Canadians and 2 Americans.
so,
True.
Such North American diversity.
yeah.
Choosing between your two
Um,
children.
Can you choose between your 2 babies and tell Lycan if you enjoy SS or RK more? Now, keep in mind, this is an RK stream.
So there's more than 2 babies. And I don't think a person should choose between the 2 babies. I think the games are really different. Trying to think. I'll give one thing I like more about each game. How about that?
Very political.
I really like not having to train troops. It's always been my favorite part about Rival Kingdoms. It suits my play styles really easily. I know a lot of people have views about the energy system, but I feel training troops is an energy system, and it's a worse and worse tax as you play the game longer and longer. I just love I can either fight or I can't. If I can fight with whatever I've got. So that's what I like about Rival Kingdoms better. I love the art style of Samurai Siege. I think it's really fun
Yeah.
and casual and playful, and it really doesn't take itself seriously. And so that's what I like about Siege. And we did design these games. Well, they're both what we call real-time strategy games. They're designed for a different audience.
And 2 more really quick ones. Davey was asking, what's your favorite food?
Hamburgers. I'm American.
Hamburger.
There's a hamburger renaissance in London. It's been going on 3 years running now. There's so many great burgers in London. It's unbelievable.
True. Byron is one
We
of
have
my
a
favorites.
we have a Shake Shack opening downstairs in our building in the next month or 2. I think in the new year.
We're all going to gain so much
It's
weight.
going to be the worst, but the best.
You're going to have to put treadmills in the office.
Yes.
And then, maybe you can do this like super quick, but Shawnee21 is asking, John, tell us a quick story of you starting from the bottom to where you are now with a great and successful company.
Starting
Wow.
from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
Okay. Okay.
If you can wrap it, extra points.
I'm not going to wrap it. I was in the military, which is not the bottom, but it certainly doesn't pay very well, I can tell you that. I was in the Navy for 4 years. They paid for my college, and I owed them some time. So I was in the Navy, and then had no idea you could work in games, but I was a huge gamer. And I guess my rocky road from the bottom story is in grad school. I applied for a marketing job at Electronic Arts, and I didn't even get an interview. They just said, you don't have any of the skills that we need in this big world of gaming. Maybe next time, kid. They were really smug about it too during the interview process. And then 5 years later, I was a VP at EA. So things all came around. So that's my rags to riches story. But no, I mean, very grateful for my parents. I never had to work my way up from the bottom. I always got to work my way up from them giving me a great start. So I've never had it too tough, if I'm being honest with you.
I like it.
Cool.
Anything else you want to
I'm out.
add?
Thanks for playing, guys. Really appreciate it. All the feedback is welcome, and it makes it really easy for us to do our jobs. You guys enjoy playing the game so much. I do wish that more of the people who love it would be on the forums and in line, and a few fewer of the complaints. But we know the complaints come from a great place. We aim to improve. And I'm out of here. See you.
Bye,
Have a
John. Say bye to John, everybody. Yeah, that was John, our CEO and founder. Cool that he stopped by and is rolling away now. By the way, the Cat King, hello. You said I never say hi, but I'm saying hi. Hi. I might have just missed it before. Okay, and I know you guys had some more game-specific questions as well that were popping up.
Here, I thought we could get past that with John.
What's that? No. Some of them swiped right past him. They were like, "What about Mithril?" So, let's see. Ooh, we forgot to ask one from Simon. Who's his favorite Space Ape founder? So Simon, our other founder, is totally going to come on the stream because we've announced it and now he can't let us down.
Yeah.
It's happening. Right. So one from Bax was, does 20% extra damage from Mithril Flame effect apply just to that one defense or to all?
It's just to that one defense building. That's true for all of Mithril. Whatever building you put your Mithril in, it applies to that one building, not all of the same kind. So there you go. You have to put it in all of them. All the Mithrils.
Boyfriend's asking.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, not like my boyfriend, but just boyfriend in general. We all know my boyfriend is Brander. Moving on. Any plans to add... Yeah, I just looked it in. Any plans to add glowing spell towers, glowing catapult shots, exploding arrows when they hit the ground?
Glowing?
I'm
Like
guessing they're
glowing-
asking for more VFX, right?
Oh.
So
We should have Carl here.
yeah, we're pretty heavy on the VFX right now. We're trying to do the best with as little as we can because it does start to affect your devices, and a lot of the phones and iPads and stuff
It
have
might
limited.
start running slower.
Yeah, we don't want it to run slower than necessary. So
Start crashing.
we add it where it's really necessary and really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we could tell it to our artists. We could give the feedback.
We have some cool VFX coming up in a new feature.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway, which new feature? We always have.
JD Peekaboo wants to know where they can get the Space Ape coffee mugs.
Could
You
come
can
to our office.
go to spaceape.com, find a job you're qualified for, apply for that job, go through a rigorous interview process, be hired, and then there's a whole cupboard full of them.
And
It's
then you
true.
steal one.
Yeah, we don't even
No,
get
don't
to take
steal
them
one.
home.
Don't
We
steal
just,
one.
Yeah.
You can hold it
Yeah.
at work.
Or maybe we just
Exactly.
have to like put a section on our shop where you could buy them and make some money that way.
True.
Oh, hey.
Do we have a Space Ape shop? That would be cool.
don't
Another
think
thing,
so.
actually, speaking of, here's this sort of little model figurine, which we basically had made. And we were wondering, actually, like, hey, is this something you guys would be into? Like, would you be into having arcade figurines?
She's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
No VFX on this one.
No, exactly. Or maybe even, like Andrew was suggesting earlier, like if we have blank ones that you guys could paint potentially, you know? If we did
This
sort of
is
contest.
almost like one of the fake statues we keep putting on the table, except it's real.
Except it's real, yeah. It's true.
Actually, I think she would look cooler if she was all silver like our statues in game. I really like the silver one. That's why I say silver.
Well,
Yeah.
it's 3D printed, honey.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I would paint mine silver.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let us know. Tell us your feedback on figurines. Yay, nay,
And mugs.
into them?
Mugs.
And mugs.
Mugs or figurines?
Mugs
I want a
and
mug
figurines?
too. I'd buy a mug.
Figurines in mugs? Anyways.
Figurines that are mugs.
Oh, mug
Mind.
figurines.
Yeah, just giant 3D print a giant Alondra head and it's just
And you
hollow.
can just
and
drink out of her crown.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. Bandito66 is asking, would it be possible to change the top leagues in such a way that we have to use at least one ancient of every element in Kingdom Reigns?
Yes.
Wait, I feel like this person heard something from something.
Yeah, this sounds like insider knowledge.
Well, we're not gonna say too much right now. This dream we want to talk about
Other stuff.
other stuff.
Yeah, let's roll into some.
They got their
Yeah.
answer.
Frost.
The answer is yes.
We're gonna take more questions a bit later. We just want to run you through some of the new cool stuff that's coming, and then we'll take more questions. So Andrew,
Take it away.
show us cool stuff.
Oh, all right.
That's you.
All right, so have base, and we'll go to the ancients, and we're talking about Father Frost right now, correct? That's our plan.
Father Frost.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen the video with Deb in it, it's a great video.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It explains all his skills.
Does.
What?
Just, I almost feel like we could just show the video now instead of me going through it. But if
Well,
you really,
they can. You know what? I'll pop the link for the video into the chat, and then you guys can. You'll
So
have
when-
both.
then when they get bored of me, they can go to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
All
And
right,
they'll
that's
be like,
perfect.
Steph
Great.
does it better, and then yeah, you know.
So, Father Frost, bearing no resemblance to Santa Claus whatsoever, is one of our new winter ancients, or frost ancients, ice ancients, whatever you prefer, coming out in winter. He will be available later in December, and it will be, pretty fun. Similar vein to some of our earlier events, taking some of the learnings we've learned from previous events, especially the Anir events. So we're actually really excited about him because we really like some of his skills.
Yeah, his abilities are really great.
So the first skill is actually like by far my favorite skill. This one just reminds me of Dark Swarm. So if you're a nerd, you know what Dark Swarm is. I'm not going to go in past that. So it creates a thick mist that lowers the maximum attack range of all troops, buildings, and dragons trapped within it to 50% for 5 seconds. In addition, enemy buildings suffer 40 damage when the mist clears. So clearly, you're not doing this for the damage. Hey, Simon.
Hey, keep going.
So
Simon's here. Just wait for it.
So the cool thing about this is basically,
I totally
if you're
forgot
being
y'all.
wailed on by like the arrow launchers or catapults, you can drop this. It's the first spell. It's 5 mana, and your mostly wardens are just going to be awesome with this. They'll be pinging away at whatever buildings within range without getting hit at all. I think that's really cool. The second one is Judgment Protect, which is actually, I'm torn now because look, they're just reading chat. I'm just doing this myself. I'm really torn because actually this skill is really cool as well. So if you've ever seen like that little projectile coming out of a spell tower and you just thought, oh god, if I could just dodge it, this will let you do that. So you can see this text. I'll explain it because it's much cooler than the text gives it justice. You drop the spell on your troops and they're encased in blocks of ice and they take 90% reduced damage. So basically, if you see a catapult about to land or you see a spell tower about to hit your troops, you could drop this on them very reactively, avoid most of the damage, and you're going to get that nice healing at the end of it. So it's really a skill-based spell. So if you're that kind of player who is like, oh, I don't want to play the meta ancient, I don't want to play the OP ancient, I want to be like skill-based, this is awesome for you. And that's totally my kind of thing, so I'm digging it. And then Judgment Banish. The selected defense is frozen for 13 seconds, preventing it from acting, but also reducing all damage received to 50%. Nearby enemy defenses and troops are also slowed by 50% while the target defense stands. So we know that the game kind of requires either an immunity to spell towers or some sort of disable. That's kind of where the meta is right now with the Ancients. And so we wanted to make sure that we covered this base with Father Frost. And we thought, how can we do this in a way that's interesting? So first off, the disable is singular. It's only one target, but it's very long. But the AoE around it is actually... I remember Alex told me after he made it, he peeked around his monitor and said, I think I might have made it too strong. So it's actually quite powerful, that 50% slow on nearby defenses. So you can imagine if someone has their Primus Conduit and they have whatever's the most dangerous thing connected to that Primus Conduit, you drop Judgment Banish on it, and everything connected to that Primus Conduit is going to also be slowed down, so that's pretty potent, pretty powerful. That is, of course, his final one, so it takes quite a bit of mana. As for his dialogue, his little story, that's a bit long for me to read out.
Give him the
TLDR,
gist.
TLDR,
What does that mean?
too long didn't read. You are clearly not nerdy
Not
enough.
nerdy enough.
I just think it's what the cool kids say these days, and I'm
Yeah.
too old.
TLDR.
OMG.
Something bad happened to Father. Something bad happened to Father Frost's daughter, and he now takes out his anger on naughty children. Basically,
Yeah.
Deb really likes the idea that he like freezes the blood inside of their body.
Because he was gonna kill them all initially, which I was not like excited about, but it's just so dark, which
Yeah.
is really cool and very anti-Santa Claus. So I really liked his story about him sort of just taking out his wrath on the children of Astara. But then he does, in the end, sort of choose the good from the bad.
Some of our upcoming ancients are way more brutal than him.
Okay.
Basically just like, oh look, wipe everybody out just because I can, or hey, maybe I'll just eat somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of our
okay.
ancients eats people.
Eats people.
I think this one's striking because he's obviously Santa.
No.
Charming. You're not supposed to say that.
Clearly not Santa Claus. Santa Claus is red and green. He is blue and white. Santa doesn't
True.
have a staff. Where's
Yeah.
the reindeer? Where are the bells and
Where
the
are the
jolliness?
elves?
Where are
I
the
don't see
elves?
any elves.
Yeah, maybe he froze them all.
Probably.
Anyways,
Probably froze their blood.
so that's Father Frost.
Cool.
Father Frost will also, he will be available initially as a superior ancient. Why? You guys just make it so much more difficult for
Undermine his
me.
entire spiel.
And he will have an Evo or Ascension material, called Winterheart Chest. Some really great artwork done by our art team who we met last week. Unfortunately, we didn't meet the artist who did this. We need to get Glenn on stream sometime.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's just
I always love bringing the artist on stream.
he makes
we did that
such
last week.
great, fantastic 3D art.
Mordecai's
Actually,
asking, so they're zombies? I assume he means the children. But no,
No,
they just die.
I
if
think
he
he's
thinks
asking
you're
about the
naughty.
ancient that eats people.
Oh.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I don't know. We're not talking about that ancient today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Another time.
Maybe to discuss more of Father Frost, we should get Simon on stream. Because speaking of artwork, Glenn artwork.
Oh
and all
yeah,
of that,
Simon.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed.
just-
I submitted my art last week and it didn't get talked about.
Oh, so our
True.
fan art, right? We're talking about the
There he
fan
is.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it
art
was.
competition.
They were my 5 favorite ancients that I drew.
Wait, are you calling us ancients? I don't know how I.
Here's-
Wait,
I'm going to let Simon present his artwork
I
himself.
haven't seen
I
this.
thought
Have you
no,
not?
it's meant to get
Let's-
critiqued.
let's
isn't
see it.
It is.
Simon?
Well, we'll critique it for you.
Well,
pretty
no,
amazing.
well.
Well, Charmy
I
hasn't
was
seen it,
just
so
being-
let's see
I
if
was
she
just
can.
I was trying to move it along.
Oh.
Jesus. Okay.
All right, Simon, will you go show
Oh,
the good people?
thing.
So Simon made some pretty awesome artwork last
How do
week.
you know if it's focused or not?
Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
that's
Oh,
good.
here.
Okay,
See there.
so
On the left, there's the left. So we have here is an ancient who's here today. actually.
Sorry.
Yes.
Solric. This was Deb.
I look like I have braces in that one.
Who's that?
That would be Sam.
No.
Oh, that's Martin.
That's
Oh,
Martin.
Who looks like an insect.
Yeah, Martin's
Oh,
so
that
small.
was my
He looks like a
finest work.
beetle or something.
Yeah, and then Sam, and then this was Vicky on the end.
Yeah, I don't like capture the loudness of Vicky, but yeah, I see the.
He did capture the essence
Vicky
of your
looks
eyebrows.
I got the
demure.
So-
sneer. I got the sneer that she gives when you talk.
Andrew, what's on your face? What are those two things on
Caterpillars.
your face?
I like pet caterpillars.
crawl?
I
around
did it, and
your
he ended up looking too much like Sam, so I had to make it more distinctive. So I put Sam in a smart shirt and gave Andrew some bushy eyebrows.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
I think
So that's it. Right?
that's pretty good.
Yay. Yeah, you should have won, Simon. Top 10. Top 10.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh no! Our stream, why did it just get out? It was going, I think you're cursed. It was going fine the whole time. Yes, I know.